First, be authentic. Show us who you are and who you want to be. Don't focus on some random fact just because you think that's what the school wants to hear. Be authentic about your strengths as well as your non-talents. Everybody has something to learn, and that's why you're looking for an MBA program, I imagine, as well. Know the program. Do substantial research to know why this particular school aligns with your professional and your personal interests and goals. Mills, for example, has a focus on ethics, social responsibility, and women's leadership. So tell us why that's important to you. What have you done or what do you want to do that aligns with that mission? Meet the committee. You have a number of opportunities to meet members of the admissions staff at fairs, at on-campus events, through social media, informational interviews on campus, visit days. It gives you an opportunity to build a relationship with the admissions staff even before your application comes in. This is particularly true at small schools, but can be true for any of the programs that you're interested in. First, look at the program that you're applying to and find out what's recommended versus what's required. At Mills, for example, for students who have little or no work experience, we require an internship during your time in the program, and that satisfies the requirement. So find out exactly what the program's looking for. A lack of work experience does not mean you have no experience at all. Think about the things that you've been involved in, such as volunteer work, committees, when you were in college, activities you were involved in. Particularly think of leadership roles. You may not realize it, but everybody's been a leader at some point. So think about the times where you've really stepped up, regardless of what your title's been at the time. The difference between a strong resume and a weak resume is not necessarily what's listed, but it's how it's listed. Use rich descriptions in your resume, and whenever possible, describe your accomplishments numerically. These are just a few of the many tips that'll help you stand out as a candidate. I don't like to call them weaknesses. I prefer to call them non-talents. Everybody has them, and it's perfectly okay. Think about a group or a team that you've been on. You've brought some strengths to the group that other people didn't have, and other people have brought strengths that you have. That's totally okay. It's perfectly normal. Diversity makes a strong team. So acknowledging your non-talent shows self-awareness and maturity, and it can also be used to express how you expect to grow in an MBA program or maybe some specific things that you hope to learn with your degree. With that said, make sure you bring up your non-talents only when appropriate or if prompted. No reason to just blurt them out. Knowing your non-talents combined with your strengths is an essential tool for any interview that you go with, for school or for a job. You should always be prepared with the answers to those questions. A really great place to start is with going to MBA fairs, such as the MBA tour, for example. There are tables of both local and non-local admissions representatives that you can talk to. You can learn about their programs, you can learn about their schools, different activities, different concentrations that they have. Just like with undergraduate school, location and size is a major factor for choosing your school, so think about those things. You also want to have a pretty clear idea of what you want out of your MBA. And you can use that information to talk to the admissions representatives, current students, alumni, things like that. Go online, go to the MBA websites, the portals, for example. You can use social media such as Facebook and Twitter, but also the school websites have pretty much all the information that you need, such as school profiles, program information, a lot of different details. But visiting campus is by far one of the best ways that you can learn about programs. You can learn by visiting classes, you can attend on-campus information sessions, meet students, alumni, faculty, and really get a sense of the atmosphere of that school. Treat your MBA interview like it's a job interview. The school uses the interview to assess the fit for their program, your readiness for an MBA, as well as your interests, your motivation, and your drive. But you can also use the opportunity to assess the school's fit for your professional and personal needs. Just like for jobs, an MBA interview is going to work both ways, for you and for the school. Do substantial research about the program as well as the co- and extracurricular activities of that school before you go. This way you can learn about the personality of the school, and it'll also help you draft some questions that you may want to ask. Often interviews are conducted by alumni of the program. They do a great job at assessing fit for the school, and they're also a really great resource for you. Some schools, an interview means you've moved forward in the admission process. Others interview all candidates. Find out the reason for your coming in for the interview, why you've been asked, and if there's anything specific you should do to prepare.